Today I'm going to show you how to sanitize your makeup and really make sure that everything, you keep everything nice and sanitary, kill all of the germs, and a few tips and tricks and what you can use to really disinfect everything. And same thing with your brushes, how to wash them properly and how to, in between washes, just make sure that they're disinfected and all the germs are killed, and just keep everything nice and clean. So the main thing that you are going to want to use for all of your products is alcohol. I think they have alcohol at different percentages. This one's at 70%, and it does go up to 90% as well. And 70%, I mean, you don't have to go up to the 90%. The 70% is actually really great because that's the percentage at which that it kills germs. So they die at 70%. So if you want to go, higher in percentage, you can, but it's not necessary. I use this pretty much for everything, brushes included, in the in-between stages, or if I'm, doing several makeup looks in a day and I can't wash my brushes. It's just really good because, dirty makeup and a dirty makeup kit can be actually very dangerous. A lot of times if you go and you try out products in the drugstore, or even in a specialty shop, you can contract a whole bunch of diseases and lots of germs, and you just don't want that. If you want to try on a color, it's usually better off if you don't see anybody there who can sanitize it for you. Just try it on your hand instead. You want to stay away from that. You don't want to you can get hepatitis, you can get cold sores, so it's pretty safe to say that you don't want that. So just be very careful when you try on testers and stuff like that, for your own health. So the easiest way, I like to use the cap, and I just pour a little bit in, and I'll show you quickly how you can sanitize all of your different products. Thank you. So for a lipstick, basically what you would do, you can use either the cap or you can use a little cup if you have, or a little container. You're going to dip it right in, just wherever you use it. So basically with the makeup, how you would sanitize it is by removing the top layers that were in contact with your skin or with brushes or things like that. So from this point, you're going to take just a Kleenex or a toilet paper or paper towel roll, and you're going to wipe it down. So anywhere, the surface area, you can dip it back in again. Just make sure that basically the first layer is off. And with the help of the alcohol, it's really going to kill all of the germs while you're doing that. Next, for eye pencils, lip pencils, what you're going to want to do first is 3 steps. Sanitize it, so you dip it in again. Next, you would sharpen it. I don't have a sharpener on me right now, but you're going to sharpen it with a clean sharpener. You want to make sure that you wash it first, especially when you're going to be sanitizing your whole kit. And then you dip it back in again after it's sharpened. And then you can just wipe it down again. For powder makeup, you can go the alcohol route. You can take a Kleenex and you can just wipe it down with the alcohol, but for some of the eyeshadows, it actually does change the composition of the powder. So for some of them, they'll be okay, but some of them you'll see it might clog up a little bit. It might harden the top of your eyeshadow, and it might make it a little bit harder for application. So in general, for the dry stuff, dry blushes as well, you're just going to want to wipe it down with a dry, regular Kleenex or toilet paper. You don't want to wet it too much. And generally, bacteria usually only really breeds in damper places. So, lipsticks, very moist, even the lip pencils, foundation, stuff like that. So for the most part, you're pretty okay with the dry shadows and the dry blushes. Cream eyeshadows. These ones you have to be careful with, because if you are working professionally with anything cream based, that is in a palette like this, you want to, ideally, if you're working as a professional, you want to take out, with a spatula, you want to take out what you're using and put it on a separate, either a tray or a plate or a different palette, just so that your spatula is completely sanitized, sterilized, and you're transferring just the product from one place to the other, and then you can dip it in the brush and then you can use it on the person. So that's the ideal scenario. If it's just for you and you don't want to do the spatula thing every single time, then you just wipe the first layer down and then put a little bit of alcohol on another piece of Kleenex or paper towel and just wipe it down again. But be careful with these ones, especially if you're sharing. Same thing goes for cream blushes. You want to make sure that just if you're sharing, just be careful, be wary, because these ones do mix, like they mix in and germs can get caught in there. Generally, when you're shopping for makeup, it's always really good to go for products in general where the packaging is set up in a sanitary way. So for foundation or for concealer or anything like that, something like this is really good because once it comes out and you use it. There's no way of putting it back in, or it's not a pot where you can mix and you can put your brush in, and that's really where bacteria will grow and where it will breed. So containers like this is really good because it just comes out, and the product that's still inside the packaging, there's no way for it to get contaminated. So look for these. These will help you out too, because you won't even have to go that direction and sanitize your makeup. Same thing with powders. Always good if you can go direction more where, I don't know if you can see here, there's like a little holes. So you just tap out what you need, and you can put a sticker back after, and you can really keep it separate from what you're using and what you're using with your brushes from the new product that you haven't used yet. Or you can always keep this very fresh and then only use it on a different plate or a different platform. And again, same thing here for eyeshadows. Always best if you can leave what's inside the package in the package, because it won't come into contact with anything, and you can just dump it out as you need it. You can just tap it out. All right. And last but not least, your brushes. Very, very important. I like to wash my brushes about once a week, and what I use is either dish soap or shampoo. And you want that even if it's a synthetic bristle, if it's synthetic hair, if it's natural hair. Shampoo is just a really nice, softer, very natural soap. Plus, you get the nice smell, so when you're doing your makeup, you can smell it and it's more enjoyable a little bit. But in between, when you're going to be washing your brushes, you can definitely take a little spritzer bottle, put some alcohol, and spray it to just sanitize it, and then just let it dry. And that will just kill the germs, and it won't take off the color if you want to, it's not going to wash your brushes, but it's definitely going to make sure that they're ready to go and they're clean for the next time that you use them. So practice safe makeup and go and sanitize everything. Clean out your kit. And it's good to do this, pretty much as often as you can. At least once a week, twice a week, depends how much you use your kit and if you use it on other people. But the more the merrier, basically. And especially if you share with friends, or if you do swaps, or if you buy something secondhand from a blog sale or whatever. You definitely want to make sure that you have something nice and clean. So enjoy.